LTC, we start with 1 hour chart. If you refer to our analysis, in my last video when the price was at the top, we mentioned how we can look at this one. And as we can see, even if anyone get the trade, after they see this one, they shouldn't be in the trade. They should take out the trade because the only way was to have a trade above this even if we mentioned in my last analysis. And as we can see, we get this flat. And that's why we mentioned we can expect the price to drop and break the previous low. And exactly this is what we get. And right now, if we refer to the indicators, we see we have a divergence. That's why I was keep highlighting. We prefer to price to drop and break the previous low. Then from there, we can look for divergence. Okay. Now we want to see what's the next and whether we can look for buy or not. In this case, we move to daily chart. Again, most of the chart, they have a similar movement. And as what we mentioned in our analysis, we mentioned we can expect the price to consolidate for longer time before we get the reversal. In this case, we move to forward chart. And before I continue, I just need to highlight that I see the traders or subscribers, they give a comments, they don't see the notification on the YouTube, or uh, they cannot find they cannot find the YouTube what they're looking for. In this case, I create the groups as a Telegram. I share whatever the video, the link of the video on YouTube I shared there in the Telegram. They can just look at the Telegram, and from there they can easily find, or they get the notification if they join. And beside that, we have a playlist. They can search on the playlist. For example, if they're looking for the XRP, from there they can find the latest update. Then they don't need to search on my page, the main page. Anyway, we move to forward chart, and again, if we refer to our analysis, we have been looking for this. That's why I was keep highlighting when the price was within this range. If we want to look for buying the short-term buy, we are buying at the top of this. Now the question is whether, if we put this one as a flat, whether this the price can retest the previous low, or this is the correction, deeper correction for continuation. Okay, in this case, we cannot confirm for that, because technically when we see this kind of the move, the price have to retest the previous low. Then from there we can refer to the indicators, we see whether we have a divergence or not. Then from there we can look for reversal. But since most of the chart they have a similar movement, made this one turn to deeper correction for reversal. That's why for me, if I get the reversal, I will look for buy. It doesn't mean we don't look for sell. For long term, we can look for buy, but the sell is a short term. And we mentioned we want to see whether the price can drop to 152. This is what we're expecting, somewhere around 152. Then from there, we can expect whether the price can reverse or not. Okay, how we can look for a trade? First, we don't have any trade setup. We don't have any correction. We have to get the correction before we make a decision. Okay, and if there is a continuation, we can look for trade as if we get a small correction for continuation. But any small correction, all right, is a short-term sell. That means as long as we get into the profit, we'll start to manage it. Okay, since we have a divergence. But for long term, we're looking for buy. That means if we want to look for buy from now, if we get the reversal, we can take the trade for buy. But I don't think, even if we get a trade set up for buy, I don't think the reversal is the one is going to retest the top. Maybe we get one more similar to here, what we have here for bigger or flat. Okay, internal flat. That's why if we get any trade set up for buy as a reversal, we should know that for example, what I mean by reversal, at least we get the sharp move correction of like. If we get any reversal, we take the trade. How we can manage it, we need to see the continuation as a short move. If we get the trade, but we see there is no continuation, this is how I do. At least in 2 or 4, maximum 4 hours, I just take out the trade in the break even. If not, I just take out the trade. Because if we get a reversal, we're looking for continuation as a short move. Okay, the best thing is if we get a reversal, if we can move our stop loss to break even, even if it is moving as a corrective, move our stop loss to break even, just let it go. If it didn't go in our direction, at least we can protect our trade on account. Okay, this is how mostly if we get a trade, we see there is no continuation, similar to what we get here. Because when the price was within this move, we mentioned we can put our entry above the top. If anyone put the entry above here, after the price tag, almost 3 hours, there was no continuation. This is where they should, after 2 hours, they see the price is not moving. This is where they should consider whether they should keep the trade or not. And even about here as well. Okay, that's why if we want, this is just as example. Okay, that's why if you were looking for the reversal, if you get any sharp move flag or correction, it depends how we take the trade. It depends on the strategy the traders they use, whether they buy within the flag or they want to put the entry above the flag. But if they get any trade, they will need to see, we need to see the continuation with a sharp move. If it turns to a corrective move, mostly we don't keep more than 3 to 4 hours. Okay, if it doesn't move in our direction, just I need to highlight because sometimes I receive, they ask me how we can look for sell and how to manage it. And what I mean, whatever I mentioned right now, it doesn't work all the times in the general. It depends on the strategy again, the traders they use. Anyway, we don't have any trade set up. Still, we can expect the price to drop some more. Even I'm expecting the price to drop to 152. Then from there, if we see the reversal, we can look for buy. But right now, the best thing is we just wait and get the correction. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update or trade setup, I will share. Thanks.